Welcome to the bold analysis. Humanity comes first. I want to start first by sharing, of course, sending quick recovery message to 66 passengers who were affected, the victims of the bus that crashed in Londiani today at 3:30 a.m. Yes, the bus that was heading to Busia veered off the road, trying to avoid hitting another Nissan. And of course, we are praying that during this festive season, let's be careful on the road so that we can go back Ushago and come back safe. The chest-thumping attitude that William Ruto, that is well deep in William Ruto's style of leadership, is likely to be blamed on the failing policies as the hustlers feel dissatisfied. The TIFA released a report yesterday, their survey yesterday, and part of that survey was, maybe outcome of that survey is that 84% of Kenyans feel the country is going wrong direction. And I don't know why they even decide to narrow down to UDA supporters, because they also said that hustlers, UDA supporters, are more dissatisfied with William Ruto than even the Azimio Umoja side. So I've looked at it, and of course the party popularity and the ranking of different cabinet secretaries with, I think, Kindiki, Machogu, and Murkomen, now Murkomen involved, one of named as Radiomaisha, the hell, some of the best performing, then Churchill and Moses Kuri and some of them, the rest are actually worst performing. In William Ruto's cabinet, there is one cabinet secretary working. It is just that docket has a lot of problems. That is Kithure Kindiki. Do you know that in Ruto's cabinet, it is Kindiki and Machogu are the two cabinet secretaries that since they were sworn in, they've never went for a foreign trip. In fact, they've made more visits within the country. Kindiki has tried to veer off from politics, and even when Rigathi and the team are trying to pull antics with optics with Mungiki issue, he's kept off, and he seems to be trying to push, even though the security docket is one of the most difficult dockets in government. Now, one thing has caught my attention is this, that 33% of Kenyans do not believe that, or do not believe in any political party. For example, they don't believe on party ideology. They believe on issues. Despite of popularity of, 31, is it UDA has 31%, ODM 22, then the rest 3 or 4. Then 37% are not affiliated, and they believe it's not about political party. That is a matter that I really looked at too. Now, hustlers are dissatisfied. Hustlers are disgruntled. However, William Samoei Ruto seems to have cut a niche of wait for the results. And the challenge here is failing to tag along the nation. Ruto has created a perception that he knows where the country is going. He knows what he wants to achieve. But the tragedy here is it's only him who knows it. So no one seems to believe, and he's on a mission that only himself he sees. Yesterday, while speaking at KCC, he said, I'm going to make the decisions on privatization, whether Kenyans like it or not, and I'm willing to face the consequences. Even though I buy his idea that those parastatals that are not adding any value need to be, of course, they need to stop taking taxpayers' money. But again, there have been a question of maximum public participation. And Kenyans have said unilaterally that no selling KICC. But this is the attitude of, I will do it.
Of our nation. We are a great nation. I am very confident about Kenya, and I'm very confident about the future. And I promise you that Kenya is going to change. This, our country. Take it from me. 10 years from today, people will come to Kenya and they will not recognize. We will have transformed this country in a very fundamental way. And it is going to take difficult, smart decisions, and I promise you we are very well underway in making sure that we change our country. We have always, I promise you, all leaders in Kenya, they know what should be done. Everybody knows what should be done. But it never gets done. So this time around, we are going to be intentional. We are going to be deliberate, because we must do it in the right direction. We will make the difficult decisions. We will make the smart decisions, because we owe no less to the people we told that this was going to happen. We are also going to save public money. We are spending billions of shillings sustaining companies. We have 350 public companies, public entities, yeah, that just take money from the budget. We are supporting them. Billions of shillings. Some of them you ask, what is this one doing? Nobody can tell you what the hell it is doing. But we are putting in 100 million, 200 million, 500 million every year. So some of those things, we are going to make a decision. And by the way, very interesting. A report was already done. A whole report saying these companies, about 150, should be removed. What they are doing can be done by the private sector. In fact, sell some of these companies to the private sector. The private sector will give us more value out of them. Yeah? Some of them divest. But the report has been here now 10 years. Because it's a very difficult decision to make. But I will make the decision. I promise you. I will make the decision and take the consequences. Because Kenya must move. Yes, if we know what the right thing is, my friends, you can never go wrong by doing the right thing. How can you go wrong by doing the right thing? So we are going to make those decisions because, and I am talking to you as members of our diaspora, because we must change Kenya. I don't want to talk about taxes because you guys, I know, you know how much you pay. Munajua. Sindio? So, and you see, sovereignty is managing our own affairs. And, but we are going to work this journey together. And by the way, the Kenyan people are very wonderful people. They can see logic, they can see sense where there is sense. When somebody tried to say we should get rid of the housing fund, many people stepped forward and said, look, for the first time, we have jobs. For the first time, we can feed our families. For the first time, we have an opportunity to own a house, an opportunity we have never had. Because the cheapest house in town was like 2-3 million. We have now brought it from 2-3 million to 500,000. That is the difference we are making.
this attitude of, I will do it, I know it is the right thing, and it is about me knowing it. In leadership, we are in a democracy where no one has monopoly of ideas. I normally tell people in my circle, even my people in my family gatherings, that nobody should have monopoly of ideas. A better idea should always bring another. A good idea should always give back to a better idea. That's what is normally said. So here's a situation where I know it is the right thing. And you know, the know-it-all attitude has plunged this country into some crisis. Remember during the public participation on finance bill, you know, the country said, we don't need those houses, so don't deduct us that money. The country said, don't increase the taxation on fuel. But you know what? William Ruto was like, I know it is the right thing, I am going to do it whether you like it or not. And we went whether you like it or not. Now, the other day I was seeing a report that even remittance from deductions from other parastatal statutory bodies have gone down. And people seems to be avoiding. So we went, Kenyan said, no, we don't want it. You increase the taxation on fuel, now the price of fuel is up, consumption has gone down. And KRA is saying, despite of our tax policies that we've implemented, it has not reflected well in achieving the tax target, the revenue target. So we went know it all, but it seems not to be it. And there were a group of Kenyans who were interviewed sometime, I think during Jamhuri Day, on the state of the economy, and people have that general perception that the country is not going in the right direction. And that is why I believe that I think the best Kenya Kwanza can do is to listen to the people.
Going to fail. So what I'm going to say is he should have a change on how these policies are implemented. Ukiangalia masomo sasa, tayari tumeona tetesi kwamba ule mtihani wa shule za msingi wa KCP umekuwa na utatanishi mkubwa sana. Matokeo hayajakuwa ni matokeo ambayo ya kuridhisha. Kwa hivyo singependelea for him to fail in his policies, lakini vile ambavyo nikijaribu kufananisha na uongozi uliopita, uongozi wa Mwai Kibaki, uongozi wa Uhuru Kenyatta, sera zetu za kigeni, foreign policy yetu iko mashakani. Hatujaulizwa kama raia, je, ni sababu gani tunatuma majeshi Haiti, polisi Haiti? Kuna umuhimu gani katika kuhakikisha sera ya Kenya inafanya kazi vizuri? Kwa hivyo, kwa njia moja ama nyingine, kwa mwaka wa kwanza naweza sema Rais William Samoei Ruto hajatufurahisha katika sera za kigeni, bima ya afya, ushuru, hali ya maisha kupanda.
At least even if you don't do everything, Kenyans are saying, but you should at least listen. Get this soundbite. So that is what I'm saying. The reason why, you know, there are two things happening. Things are bad. The policies are not working. The policies is working against the hustler, the common mwananchi. And instead of the leadership showing, the leadership has activated the mode, a statement of persevere. Things are going to be better. Persevere in the next 10 years. And I have listened to Ruto talking about 10 years. I don't know why we are not going to judge him after 10 years. We want to judge him after 5 years. That's what we agreed. That after 5 years we judge and then we decide whether they're going to give him another term. So, we are not going to decide. He will decide whether he's going to take it. So, this issue of we are headed in the right direction, the political class has mastered the art of saying, persevere, vumilia Ruto, we are going to get it. But the Kenyan is not seeing. The vision clarity is the problem. And you know, even some politicians don't believe. You've seen pro-Ruto politicians complaining that, look here, what we are being given is we are not sure where the country, or the direction the country is taking. The hustlers, the investors, even a host of other politicians are not seeing it. So the public feel should change, and what the executive, the political class wants the nation to do, the citizen to do, is just to follow. Don't question. We have said in the next, these 10 years, things will be good. Let's do it. Don't question. And that's a very bad place to be. as a leadership, where people don't believe in what you are doing or what you are saying, but because you believe you are right, because you are bestowed with the responsibility to lead, then it should not be questioned. Now, I want to say here, I'm one person that I'm a bit liberal to believe maybe there is something that Ruto wants to achieve, but at least make the country know. Let us understand why you have increased taxes and yes, you are achieving revenue, and how this is going to translate in the next 2 or 3 years. What exactly are we going to see? So the Ruto vision is one of the safely, highly guarded secret. The vision clarity is a problem. And I want to explain why this picture cannot come out, why the big problem with the vision clarity. You know, we've been told, don't complain, you follow, things are going to be good, but we're not told how. And I want to explain for you what has caused, why the vision clarity is a problem in Ruto administration. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell and like our videos. Thank you very much for supporting us. And of course, I still add my voice to a campaign that I wanted, that I'm doing for this December. Safe travel as we drive in these roads. Remember, you're not in that road alone. And you'll always be told if you're a driver that everyone in that road is mad. So it is you who is driving that you are fine. So make sure, let's be keen on the road. If you can always avoid, try to avoid. The bus, the Londiani accident happened while the bus driver was trying to avoid hitting another one. And yes, even though casualties are there, but no one has died. And of course, we continue to add our voice on that. 3 reasons why the vision is not clear and the public cannot see it. Not even a host of leaders behind it. Because Ruto policies have created a breeding site for cartels. And I don't know why he says it. And whatever he wants to achieve, he must look at these 3 aspects. The policies look at, and I just want us to pick, just pick some 2 or 3. Look at the privatization scheme. The privatization scheme, before we even arrived at a decision to privatize, why did we have to go to Parliament and change the law so that Parliament is stripped of the oversight role in privatization? And what Ruto has done, initially, Parliament had a stake and Parliament had to debate and, oversight that process. But what Ruto did, they went and changed the law, and now the privatization program is fully domiciled in Treasury, in the heads of those who are in Treasury. So the Treasury is supposed to come with that list, then it goes to Cabinet. It's just in Cabinet just to ratify, just to approve it. Then from Cabinet it goes to the work of the Assembly just to ratify, not to debate or to question or to investigate, just to ratify. So look at what we have done there. We have made the privatization program be within the reach of some few individuals. And what the resultant effect here is, we will end up in people in government buying those companies, the KICCs and all those companies. And the real objective, when people in government buy it, then they may not even have the capacity to run them. So the real interest of making those entities be run by individuals so that they can generate more revenues might not be achieved. And the more cartels are thriving, look at the oil deal. The policy on non-competitive, the policy of changing an open tendering system to closed tendering system where 3 companies were given exclusive rights to import oil from the Dubai and bring it in the country. It has brought us into a problem. What used to happen initially was all these companies were bidding open tendering. So all of them were allowed to go to the market, search for the best, for where you can find oil at the cheapest price. Then when 2 or 3 find, they come back monthly and they win that tender and they're allowed to import oil in the country so that the others buy from them. So what used to happen, the country used to benefit from competitive prices because now we are only buying from one place, Dubai. Initially, you could be allowed, if you can get oil from Europe or Turkey or anywhere, you could go and buy that oil, so long as your rates are competitive. Look at how we have created a need for some oil cartels to thrive when the prices are not increasing. The prices are not improving. So ourselves have gotten into a mess, and that is why I'm saying the clarity is a problem because the policies are creating cartels. You can look at the edible oil. We gave free import. We gave a nod for some companies to import food products free of import, without free duty-free importation of agricultural products, of food products. What happened? That tender was given to some fellows who benefited individually, and it has failed to lower the cost of food, even the cost of oil, edible oil. So that's what we are saying. We've had a problem. Number two, Ruto has failed completely on managing expenditure. You know, yesterday Nyakamu raised a story. I have this Business Daily. Look at here. Budget boss wants 1.5 billion inflated salaries chopped. What happens here is, what this article is saying, Nyakamu is asking Treasury that there is already, from Consolidated Fund Services, there is already a budget that has been decided and then set aside during the budget making process, during the last financial year, the last budget that was read, on how much we are going to spend on salaries. So what happened? We allocated more funds in the excess of 1.5 billion for some salaries, and Nyakamu is asking that let us return that money and route that money. He's asking Treasury to do it. If you read this article deep, you'll get a place where they're saying that even money in the office of the president, the State House budget, has been hiked on salaries, and even allowances have been appropriated beyond the threshold. So when people read these stories, and you know, let's say there are those who read these newspapers daily. Some of us, I don't miss, I can miss any newspaper, but I can't miss the Business Daily. So, you know, people get to know what's happening, but it's not reflected in the real sense. So we have an expenditure problem, and that is why Kenyans cannot see the picture. They cannot see the picture. Ruto is now at 44th foreign trip since he came to president. He became president. And I tend to believe that maybe his video was in a Mwenzai. Third thing that is grounding where the clarity is not, where the vision is not clear. The Ruto camp has been playing Uhuru catch-up schemes in wealth accumulation. Yes. There are those who immediately they get to power, they activated strategies, schemes, and plans on how can I become richer than Uhuru Kenyatta. And that is why you will see a lot of misguided, misplaced priorities. Some decisions have been made that are not even in the interest of the people, but in the interest of the political. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my take.